Hey, it's gaming time with the GPU hierarchy, and I am running Hogwarts Legacy with the new DLSS4 updates. So look at this. It doesn't immediately show that it's using DLSS transformers. I think it is, but you can't change that. But we've got quality mode upscaling. I've turned on a bit of sharpness, frame generation. Let's turn that off for a minute. Ray reconstruction is on. VSync is off. Come over to the advanced settings. Everything's on ultra. We've got maxed out everything. And I hope this looks decent. It may not, because I'm streaming from my phone, but I thought I'd give it a shot. All right, so I need to load. Give it a second, wait for it. Okay. Because frame generation is off, RTSS up in the corner is working properly. I should maybe, oh, that's not what I want. I want this. Let's make it bigger. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Okay, now you can see. Those little spikes like that, that's a stutter. And did I load the wrong game? Manual save. This should not be nighttime. It should be daytime, morning, something. Maybe it's just early morning. All right. So watch for stutters as I run this. Oh, was that a stutter? Oh, stutter, 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 stutter. If it's not visible on the live stream, I apologize. But you can see the little spikes in the frame time chart on the left. And trust me, it's very noticeable when you're playing it. And this is because of, as far as I'm concerned, Unreal Engine 4. Unreal Engine 4, basically, it's not great with ray tracing. It breaks, it gets yucky. I swear it was, let's see, map. I want to rest till dawn. Wait.
I'm glad you're giving those poachers what they deserve.
That still looks like nighttime. Okay, well, it is what it is. So that was without frame generation. And one of the interesting things is that with the 9800X3D and a 4090, we are basically CPU limited to around 60 frames per second, even at 4K. You can't change resolution on the fly. You can change the DLSS upscaling value. But first, let me do frame generation. So we're on quality mode, right? Rendering at 1440p, basically. Let's turn on 2x frame generation. This will smooth things out, right? It'll be so much better. Well, Rivatuna's statistics server doesn't deal well with the MS between display change option. It's graphing MS between presents, which is not really valid anymore with frame gen. It didn't have a problem with the previous generation frame gen, DLSS3, but the developer doesn't seem to want to fix the DLSS4 multi-frame gen options, which if you're not on a 50 series, it's still just frame gen. But you can still see the bumpiness and the spikes over in that frame time chart. So That's what I'm talking about. We did get a decent bump to performance from FrameGen. And because the base frame rate is above 50 or 40, it feels pretty smooth. So this is certainly playable, but those little stutters all the time are annoying. And if I go in and change to, let's change to DLSS performance mode. So this is rendering at 1080p. Actually, let's just go all the way. This is ultra performance, 9x upscaling. So it's rendering at 720p and upscaling. So any GPU limits should be gone. We should be CPU limited. And what you'll see is that's almost the same as we were getting with quality mode. So even though I've dropped the resolution way down, I'm not getting much higher on the frames per second. And it does feel a little smoother now, maybe look a little smoother, but there's definitely still these spikes in frame times happening. Great stuff, right? I'm not saying all games are going to be like this with DLSS4. In fact, they're not. But it's funny, like Hogwarts Legacy, the ray tracing features in it have sucked since day one. They've just always been bad. When you're still, those frame times smooth out. It's just when you're moving around that they get juddery, bouncy. So I'm going to test this on a 5090, 5080, some other cards as well. And I'm going to stream the 5090, I think, next. But that will take a bit to shut down and restart and swap. So I'm going to end this live stream. We'll do the same thing again in a little bit with the RTX 5090 instead of the RTX 4090, and see how multi-frame generation looks and feels. For a CPU limited game, I mean, it appears to be CPU limited to around, I mean, if you're looking at the ground, you get higher frame rates, but it's crazy to me that this game is CPU limited to around 60 frames per second, and it's probably because of Unreal Engine 4 and ray tracing, because it's got to build that whole VVH structure, the bounding volume hierarchy, and I think that mostly happens on the CPU. And so just because you have a fast graphics card doesn't mean you can overcome the CPU bottleneck. And I mean, I've got the fastest gaming CPU available right now, the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D. So I would like to say I'm not CPU limited. I shouldn't be CPU limited, but as we used to say in those programming classes back in university, garbage in, garbage out. Just not a wonderful experience. Not the worst experience either, but just running around, you see all those little spikiness and such, very stuttery. Thanks for watching. Do you like these live streams? Should I try and do it from my, if I stream from the PC, the problem there is I'm interfering with any benchmarks I run, so that's kind of a pain. I can just stream live and not be running benchmarks. Let me know what you think in the comments. Time to swap out cards. We'll see you next time. Oh, there's someone watching. Hi, person. This will go into the archive. I will make it public, and then I'm going to swap to 5090, and I will go live again. So, have a good one.